For this episode of Capturing Car Culture, I went to Brunei, I met the Sultan in person, and I asked his brother, Prince Jefri, to see the royal car collection. I won't dig into the history too much because if you're watching this, then chances are you know about the Brunei Royal Family car collection. It's largely regarded as one of the greatest car collections in the world. It's estimated to be around 7,000 cars, but there are definitely more, as the common misconception is that it's just one large collection of cars. But most of the major family members in the royal family tree has their own car collection. The largest just happens to be Prince Jefri's, and it's something that I've always wanted to show the world through my lens. This started brewing in recent years because I've been going to Southeast Asia to cover car culture stories quite a bit, especially for the show on the Hagerty channel. But the Brunei Royal Collection has always been on my mind. This past year at Retro Havoc in Malaysia, I met Lee, who is the organizer of the Borneo Custom Show, which is the largest show on the island of Borneo. There are 3 countries on this island: Indonesia, Malaysia, and Brunei, which is just a little chunk of this large island in Southeast Asia. The show itself is in Bandar, which is the capital of Brunei, and they are going on their 8th year of this show, which means it's very well established, and it gave me a reason to cover the local car culture. This also gave me a reason to take a shot at getting into the royal collection. The date was set for my visit, and now it was time to get to work. I reached out to my contacts in the region to start making steps towards our ultimate goal. My buddy Yip Feng, who is based in Singapore, has been purchasing cars from Brunei for many years. In fact, the AA86 that he drives around in Singapore is imported from there. He connected me with this group of car content creators called The Final Drive, who has connections with the royal families. In fact, some of the members of Final Drive were royals themselves. Granted, they were very far from the throne. They told me to write a letter to Prince Mateen and also the office of the prince, as he was in charge of the entire main collection. In my letter, I asked for permission to photograph the collection, and I ended it with saying that I would be disappointed in myself if I didn't at least take a shot at trying to tell one of the last great untold car culture stories. We already had a verbal okay from 4 different royals to shoot and tell the story of their collection of cars. But within 30 minutes of each other, they all collectively changed their tone. So what about the letter to the prince? Well, his secretary did get back to us, and there were murmurs that he already knew who I was and that he potentially wanted to meet with me. But when we were on the ground in Brunei, we weren't sure if our messages were getting to the prince through his staff. So we took it to the ultimate level. My friends set it up so I can ask the royals face to face if I could shoot their car collections. It was almost destined to be because that very weekend was the Sultan's birthday celebration, and the royal family was set to make a public appearance, only one of 2 scheduled for the celebration. Where are we going right now?
So we're going to another district called Belayan or Kuala Belayan. So normally,
And that's on the complete other side of the country.
Yeah. So from where we were in Bandar, this is the complete opposite side. During his celebration, we'll go to each district.
So this is His Majesty's birthday celebration.
Correct.
Like a public birthday celebration.
Yeah. Which he does every year.
Essentially, it's a way for the public, the people of Brunei, to meet the Sultan, to meet the prince, right?
Oh, yeah.
To meet all of these royals face to face. And then meanwhile, I come from the US to meet them just to ask them to look at their car collection. So
pretty much.
So many people, and there's so many important people. There's no way I feel like I'm gonna be able to even see them or meet them.
You will.
How?
For sure.
Why do you
He
think
makes
that?
his time. He walks around. He makes sure that he at least talks to.
But there's thousands of people here. I'm not dressed for this at all for any royalty whatsoever. I feel like this is a needle in a haystack move, but all we can do is try. All the royal cars parked here?
Yeah, they'll come up in a convoy here.
God. The Sultan's gonna be sitting right there. And I guess Dean's family is sitting here. This is such an interesting scene.
It's definitely not something that you would, I don't know, it's really hard for people to kind of grasp this, but for us it's so normal, right?
I don't know how else to convey how out of place and how weird this feels for me. We're just waiting for the Sultan to land right now in his helicopter. Black Hawk just landed.
Jefri.
Oh, so we just got confirmation that Jeffrey's here.
Yep. His Majesty, Crown Prince right next to him, and right behind His Majesty is Prince Mateen. That's cool. I got goosebumps.
I got goosebumps too, bro. Let's do it.
These are all the royal families as well.
In attendance was the Sultan, of course, as well as his infamous brother, Prince Jefri. He's largely responsible for Brunei's insane royal car collection, and he's also the reason the country is ingrained in car culture forever. In the 90s, he ran into major legal troubles, having misappropriated an exorbitant amount of funds through his company, Embodies, some of which, of course, was used to purchase this insane estimated $5 billion car collection. I won't get into any more details regarding Prince Jefri's misdeeds, as I just want to focus on the car culture side of the story, but the result of this is that his entire collection had to be taken over by the Sultan and transferred into a company called Band 2, which was succeeded by a company called Band Tree. The rumor from some of the locals is that it's named after the Band car collection, but I don't know if there's any truth in that. Regardless, Band Tree takes care of all the vehicles today, and they maintain them and restore them, and they also sometimes auction them off. Also in attendance to the birthday celebration was the Crown Prince and his two brothers, Mateen and Malik. Prince Mateen is who I wanted to meet in person because he is currently in charge of Band Tree. To be honest, he is a Southeast Asian internet heartthrob with over 3 million followers on Instagram. I think all of the single women in Southeast Asia collectively got pretty upset when he got married. He was the gatekeeper to the ultimate collection, and I wanted to meet him in person. I mean, it really depends on if Mateen actually knows who I am.
Yes.
If how do you know that? How are you so certain?
Because we know. I feel like if you're a car guy, you don't know Larry. It's kind of like, are you really a car guy? You know what I mean?
Oh, here it is, Royal G-Wagon. The Sultan is literally right there, and I asked these guys to play the Tokyo Drift song. This video just gets better and better. This video.
I'm glad.
Yeah. Pandemonium is happening right now. Like chaos. You can see. What are we doing here?
I have no idea.
This was not on my 2025 bingo cards for sure.
He's right there. He's right there. This is crazy.
I first met the Sultan, and respectfully, I just took a selfie and told him it was my first time in Brunei. I didn't mention anything about cars. I did the same thing with the Crown Prince, as well as Prince Malik. When I saw Prince Jefri, I went up to him and I directly asked him if I could see his car collection. He responded that he himself has not seen his cars in so many years, and that I should ask his secretary for permission.
Okay, let's take a picture real quick together.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Of course, he was joking, but I had my sights set on Prince Mateen. The first thing he said to me was, "Hi, Larry," but it was so loud, I reintroduced myself.
Hey, I'm Larry.
Hi,
Nice to meet you.
When did you arrive?
I arrived just a couple days ago.
Nice.
Yeah,
Enjoying it so far?
I love it here.
Good.
Yeah, the car culture here is very unique.
Are you? Good. How are you? Have you been taking care of you, yeah?
Yes. I just wanted to ask, it would be an honor for me to showcase the car culture here, and I would love to shoot your collection.
We'll see about that, yeah?
Yeah?
Maybe we can do something privately.
Okay. All right, thank you, I appreciate it. What's the best way for us to reach out to you? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, did that really happen? That's one of those things where
Wash your hands.
yeah, right? I literally touched 1,000 dudes' hands.
Yeah. Okay, when you put it that way, that's kind of gross.
I literally asked Prince Jefri straight up if I could shoot his cars. It was such a weird interaction, you know? This is the guy that started it all. He started it all. This whole thing. That's why I'm here to begin with. Now we're gonna go ahead and reach out to Mateen's personal assistant and see if we can arrange some sort of private meeting.
We put in our best effort, but it ended up being a slow no. His secretary eventually responded to us saying that Mateen will be busy for the next few weeks, essentially blowing us off, even though I told him I would come back anytime he is free. In the back of my mind, I wasn't expecting to succeed considering most of the royal family doesn't even get access to these places. Remember, some of the people we were hanging out with for the entire trip had royal blood, and they have never seen the collection. In the end of the day, it makes sense that they are so secretive because this collection only exists due to Prince Jefri's insane, unhinged spending habits. I understand that the royal family is very protective of their public image, but from a car culture point of view, it's incredible to me that so many of these one-off cars were built for one man. Defeated but determined not to give up, I set out to be as positive as possible, and I still explored Brunei as much as I could because I wanted to tell the most authentic car culture story about the local community and their enthusiasm for the automobile. All that said, we eventually were able to get access to one royal collection, but more on that later.
Hey guys, I'm just super excited. Right from the US, we have Larry Chan in the house. Hi guys.
Shooting in Brunei has been something on my bucket list for a while. I really wanted to just come here and check it out on the ground by going to the largest show in Borneo, which is the Borneo Custom Show.
If you have a cool car to sell, check out Hagerty Marketplace. It's free to list your car. You get dedicated support before, during, and after your auction. You get to keep 100% of the profits. Check out the link down below.
So much of the renewed interest in this collection started in late 2024 when about 2,000 photos were leaked. Where did these even come from? Well, in 2001, Band 2, for whatever reason, hired an outside contractor from a rumored auction house to photograph the collection and document it. I caught up with Loris Morel, who is an absolute fanatic about the Brunei Royal car collection. He is based in France and he claims that he has collected a photo of every single car in the collection, including many photos that have never been seen before, sent to him by insiders that work within the collection. The last leak was the biggest leak of all, right?
Yeah, I have a full story. So this photo was taken in December 2001. After Prince Jefri, the Sultan say take all of the car photo. Why, I don't know. The Sultan say no, we don't sell the exotic car. We sell only the little car like Testarossa, Mercedes, all of this car.
Yeah.
And after during 20 years, these photos was secret.
Who knows what the royal family's intention was? Were they planning on auctioning everything off? There's no way to know. And on top of that, no one actually knows who leaked the photos, but they have been sitting on a hard drive ever since they were shot. It honestly makes sense why they were such poor photos, as they were not meant to show the beauty of the collection, and it wasn't a photographer out there to tell the story, but it was more just to showcase what cars exist at all and to catalog them. I looked at the metadata on the photos and it looks like they were shot with a point-and-shoot Canon PowerShot G1. It's tough for me because I feel like I would have had such a field day if I was ever allowed to shoot the collection. I feel like I would do the grandness and the scale of the collection justice. But of course, I understand that these photos weren't meant for that purpose. So what would we have seen if we were allowed into the main collection? We met with an individual that is often working inside the collection, and he explained a few things that he was comfortable with sharing. We were staying in an area called Jerudan. This entire region of the city is mostly owned by the royals. For my visit, I stayed in the Empire Hotel, which unsurprisingly was also royal owned, and it's the best and most luxurious hotel in all of Brunei. It's 5 stars in every way. The Borneo Custom Car Show I went to cover was just around the corner at the convention center. On the very same street was Band Tree and all the network of buildings that house all the cars. In the same compound is a royal palace that at one point was rumored to house Prince Jefri, his wife, his 2 sons, and his daughter. There's a photo of one of the McLaren F1 Longtails parked near the pool area. There's no information on who lives there now or if anyone at all. There are 2 main entrances to the collection. One that is connected to the convention center, which the road is blocked off, and the other side in a nondescript parking lot with a bunch of street vendors and restaurants. This entrance has a guard gate.
This is Band Tree. This is where all the cars are.
So we can go in because there's military here, but it's guarded here. So this, as soon as you go in, that's the garage in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is
It's
it.
weird that the garage is open. The door's open. I wonder what.
Oh,
They're coming out.
what is it? What is it?
They're going.
Let me in. This large building in the middle consists of 2 stories. The ground floor houses the entire collection of Rolls Royces, and the second floor is just full of Bentleys. There's been an ongoing rumor that there's always a Rolls Royce running in the driveway 24/7. If you go down just a little bit, these series of buildings house a lot of Mercedes, including the SL Gullwing. Apparently, this is also where the Ferrari mythos lives, which is interesting considering these 4 series of buildings house the rest of the Ferraris, including the F40s and the F50s. You'll also find a lot of the McLarens here. Right now, apparently, there are only 4 McLaren F1s inside. All the Bugattis are here as well, including the EB110s. In the middle, there's a glass house where the most prized cars are stored. Underneath the glass house, there is a large showroom where all the walls are blacked out. Other cars that are parked in this area include the Mercedes DTM W202 race car, a bunch of Jaguar X220s, the James Bond Aston Martin, the Batman Batmobile, and a Bentley Grand Prix. Now, this doesn't mean that they can't just move them around. This is just the latest first-hand information we were able to acquire, including the fact that most of the cars are not rotting and disheveled like we've seen in so many leaks before. All the warehouses are air-conditioned. It takes a crew of 20 people just to maintain the collection. During the COVID shutdown, they ran the cars on the roads when they were empty in order to keep them maintained. They even recently shipped out one of their McLaren F1s to UK for service and a color change.
I finally found the most recent photo I have on Instagram. This was taken last month. It's a personal Mateen garage.
Oh, wow.
So you see a 2 Rolls Royce, 458, and the famous F1 GT in the Gotham Black. It's the name of the new color.
Oh my God. So that's the most recent photo.
Yeah, this photo was taken the 11th July. The F1 GT, maybe you see the photo when it was in the plane. When I post this photo, the car was in the sky. So many people say, where will the car go? I say at London Heathrow. And many people goes just for take the photo of the car when it goes in the truck.
You really are the #1 fan of this collection.
Yeah, maybe, I think.
They are also actively sending out cars for restoration locally. For example, they send the Mercedes in the collection to the local Mercedes dealership, which is where they purchased their latest fleet vehicles. They had 6 Maybachs just sitting waiting to be delivered when we visited. It's not just high-end dealerships that's helping with the restoration efforts. There's so many local mom and pop shops as well. One of the ones we visited also happens to be the largest tuning shop in Brunei. It's called H22. There they had the quickest vehicle on the entire island of Borneo, a fully built R35 GTR. You know it's serious when it has a parachute.
This is no longer a street car. Oh my God, that is crazy.
Here we've got a project car from the Royal Family. It's a 2-door Bentley. They've had it in their collection for a long time and now they're looking to refurbish it. So right now we're trying to get it started. Getting parts for these cars are difficult. These are built in the 80s, 90s, and some of them are one-off cars.
How does that conversation even start? Somebody from the royal family reaches out to you or their assistant?
We started working on supercars. We want to finish the cars properly, right? So that got their attention. They got interested. We started working on their Ferraris, Lambos, then they started giving us project cars to work on.
I'm assuming they would rather have locals in Brunei work on these cars versus exporting them or sending them elsewhere to get work.
Yeah, you're right. That is what they've been doing in the past. But we've showed them that we've got the right skills, the right tools, and the right people here. We work with the regional agents, the Ferrari agents, Lambo agents, to get the support as well.
And how many royal cars do you have here?
Right now we've got this and a small Mini Cooper.
What's your plan with this one?
So it's same. It'll be a rebuild. So it's another one of those neglected cars. We'll start with the engine basically. We just need to get it running, prove it to them that we know what we're doing, and then hopefully put it back on the road for them.
So when you say neglected, does that mean this was left outside?
I mean, it's parked in the garage underground, but I mean the conditions here, the weather here doesn't really help much. Yeah, it's humid, it's hot. It is my car. Dyno's at about 800 horsepower.
How many of these exist in Brunei?
Oh, not a lot. I think you can count them, maybe 10. They're not very common here. Fully built engine.
This is really cool that you guys are able to do this here. But look at this row of cars.
So what we've lined up here are common cars that we see around in Brunei.
Evos are very popular, huh?
Evos and Subarus are very popular. GTRs, surprisingly, are very popular here. And there are a few workshops that just specialize in GTRs. We do a lot of the tuning because we've got the 4-wheel drive dyno.
How many dynos are in Brunei?
There's 3. There's three dynos, 2 dyno jets and a main line.
The local car culture community in Brunei is unlike any other country in the world because they have so much influence from the royal family. The general population loves cars. They can't get enough of them. In fact, it felt out of place being in Brunei as it is a Southeast Asian country, but there are very few scooters, if any at all, which is a far cry from any other country in the region. You can't go a single second without running into a scooter in Indonesia or Thailand. In so many of these countries, you can't escape all the honking and that 2-stroke smell. Whereas I probably saw 1 sport bike or Harley per day while I was in Brunei. Everyone drives cars because they're relatively inexpensive and fuel is subsidized, so it's very affordable to drive everywhere. The love for cars all the way from the top is infectious. Plus, there is a very real trickle-down effect in terms of the cars making it into the hands of the general population in the form of auctions, and sometimes these cars are gifted to friends or servants. For example, this Koenig BMW was gifted to this individual who was a mechanic to the royal family for many years. There were huge auctions in the early 2000s for many of the cars that Prince Jefri bought. They sold for pennies on the dollar to make up for some of the misappropriated funds. Some of these cars ended up all over the world, but so many of them ended up in the hands of real local car enthusiasts. We had a chance to go to a small local dealership that specializes in former royal cars. Recently, they famously sold this Bentley to DK Engineering in the UK. You
Yeah.
have this Ferrari, not Ferrari.
Yeah, Ferrari, not Ferrari. It's a replica.
This reminds me of Miami Vice. I think they had like a replica vehicle
Yeah.
and Ferrari found
Black one.
Yeah, Ferrari found out and then they got upset.
Yeah.
And they gave them Testarossa afterwards, but they said that you have to blow it up.
Yeah.
So this is basically that. This is a Corvette.
Yep. And it's a right-hand drive. It's not a left-hand drive.
What an interesting car.
I know.
It even has a Ferrari badge
Yeah.
on the steering wheel. So it makes me wonder why the royal family has something like this.
I don't know.
It even has a Pininfarina badge.
Yep.
That is hilarious. And then so there's no record of who did the conversion or anything like that?
No. So it says here, Ferrari Daytona Spider 365 GTS.
Wait, what? It doesn't say replica, it doesn't say Corvette.
I know.
But look, it says Ferrari
General Motors
Daytona,
Corporation.
but it says General Motor Corporation.
Yep.
What the 1972?
That's crazy.
That is so cool. So then where does it say Ben 2?
Here. Right there.
Got it. So that's how you know.
Yep.
What a weird vehicle.
Try to move this first. I would start it, but the battery's flat.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. This car is drivable, but the brakes is bad. I think this is the most craziest find ever. So this is a 600 SEC.
And this one also out of the Royal Collection.
Yep.
And you have the blue sheet for it.
Yep.
But there's also other markings that potentially could tell
Yeah.
you that it was part of the Royal Collection.
Yep, I'm gonna show you. There, the yellow. Well, most of the cars that you see inside the garage, it has the sticker. So just the sticker itself already shows that it was from the Royal Collection. Also, we got this because the window is gold.
Oh.
Yep.
And
That's why
then
we got
otherwise
this.
that's not allowed.
Yeah, in Brunei in general. So 600 SCC, coupe 2 doors, midnight blue, petrol, and it says Mercedes. And the name also, Bantu. V12.
Since you started selling cars, do you know how many Royal cars you've sold?
Most of them, I don't know, maybe more than 30.
Generally speaking, the condition that you get a lot of these Royal cars in, they're pretty good.
Most of them, yes, because some of them are just left outside. So we need to revive them, restore them slowly. And because it's so hard to find parts in Brunei and a good mechanic.
Is it
So
this
this
one?
is a 850i. This one was abandoned for 3 years.
It's worth restoring
Yes.
because there's no other way to get something like this into the country.
Yes.
Is it local people that are buying the Royal cars?
No, mostly outside. Yeah.
So they're leaving the country.
Yes. That's why the cars here are getting lesser and lesser, getting much more rare. But it's sad to see them go though, because we can't find them anymore. Especially the 850i and also the V12, the SL.
How's the interior condition?
Interior is not, I've seen worse, but this one is not bad. The mileage is really low. It only has 30,000 kilometers.
Honestly, this is worth restoring in my eyes.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that you're unable to get another one. So then how long do you generally have these in stock before they move?
The longest 6 months, because I usually ship them to Singapore or Australia. And then from there, they're gonna sell it again to Hong Kong.
And generally speaking, this makes sense for you because you get them for a very good price.
Yeah.
Because cars are cheap here.
Yeah, very cheap, no tax.
And then even to the point where some of the Royal cars you can really get
Yeah.
for
Good
pennies
price.
on the dollar.
Yeah. Or we can get them in bulk. Like 4 for the price of 1.
So then when there is another Royal auction that happens, do you guys go to try to grab cars?
Yep, I won there recently. Tried to get 28 cars, but yeah, we're still waiting for the answer. Hoping to get the green one, the 140. It's really nice. It has the AMG spec wheels.
So let's talk about prices. How much is this going for?
Right now, market value for the low mileage, 25 to 30,000 Brunei. the market value now. For this one, similar, 18 to 25 Brunei dollars.
And then what about the Ferrari, not Ferrari?
Oh, Ferrari, not Ferrari. Well, that car is quite rare because it's specially made for the Brunei Royal Family, and it's right-hand drive. Usually it's a left-hand drive. So that one maybe around 100 to 200,000.
They even had a car that was allegedly used to shuttle Michael Jackson around Brunei when he came over back in 1997 for the Sultan's 60th birthday celebration. They paid him a cool $17 million, which would amount to $32 million in today's money.
Was here, he rode around in this?
It has a full AMG Recaro seat.
Dude, that is crazy.
I know.
What are you gonna do with this then?
You're gonna try to restore it and maybe bring it back to life.
Dude, this is crazy. Manual transmission, Mercedes. Has this been sitting outside for a long time?
I think for almost 10 years.
This is so cool though.
It's bulletproof windows.
No way.
Yeah.
Based on the vehicle title, which in Brunei is actually a blue slip, it can clearly state that it belonged to the royal family. Some of them even show that it was registered to the Ministry of Finance, which Prince Jefri was in charge of at one point in time. There was even one piece of paper showing it was registered to the lake house, which is where Prince Jefri lived.
You've been with us pretty much the whole trip.
The whole trip, yeah.
And come to find out, your car was from the royal family.
Yes, it's
So this is a screenshot of your blue card.
Yep.
And it says,
The Media Corporation, that is the Bantu,
right?
and then the Istana Darul Hana.
This is one of the palaces. So it's actually registered to the palace.
Yep.
What's interesting to me is your car is not like a supercar. It's just a 3 Series.
It's a 3
E36.
Yep.
What is it, a 325?
It's a 325, yeah.
How did you acquire it?
It was from the auction in
Yep.
2012.
And then
So
this is a newspaper clipping
This is the newspaper, I still have it.
of the auction.
Yes. Yeah.
This is how they tell people that the auction is happening?
Yep.
It was designed in Microsoft Word, it looks like. Vehicles on sale are as is. Wow. This is crazy. And it even says the date, July 2012. So whoever bought your car from the Royal Collection bought it from this auction.
Correct.
And then this is crazy too. The price for only 3,900 Brunei dollars. At the time, did it have pretty low kilometers?
It had 11,000 km.
That's like a brand new vehicle. This is a completely pedestrian normal car. Like this is something that obviously you or I or anybody would just drive as a daily vehicle.
Yep.
But this was registered to the palace. So I'm assuming some helper or somebody that worked at the palace potentially could have driven this as their daily driver.
Yeah.
We don't actually know.
We don't know, yeah.
But it's not to say that the royal family doesn't drive these vehicles, because they've been known to drive all types of vehicles,
Yeah.
including just standard cars.
Yeah, I mean, like, they have a lot, right?
You are a very good example of this trickle-down effect with the royal cars. The fact that it was this cheap really blows me away.
Yeah.
So it's almost like anybody could have a royal vehicle.
Yeah, correct.
In recent history, the law changed which banned the importation of all used cars, which means it's very difficult for younger car enthusiasts to obtain their dream car. Luckily, they can still purchase very desirable cars, especially from within the country, from the royal auctions. The problem is that sometimes they are too cheap, and the people of Brunei who purchase these royal cars have no actual way of maintaining them. It's hard enough as it is to keep these on the road in the US or Europe. It's even more difficult in Brunei. The big issue, of course, is finding someone who knows actually how to work on them, which means unfortunately so many of these get abandoned in the jungle as they slowly break down and return back to the earth. We found this graveyard of cars just outside of the city from a tipster on Instagram when they saw we were in Brunei. Luckily, not all former royal cars end up looking like these.
This used to be part of the royal collection. So in Brunei, I'm not too sure how many units of Supra used to be in the collections, but I've known about 5 units that were auctioned out, and I know 3 of the owners. Having the car owned by the royal, it does feel a bit special. So the original color, most of the Supras that was in the royal collection is the UK spec, black in color, automatic. And then the UK spec, it comes with the original hood with that hood scoop. It's only UK spec that has it. And then the headlight was the glass series headlight.
But like this is one of the only ways for you to get a Supra now, right? To get one from the royal collection, because
Yes.
it's not like any new ones are coming into the
Yes,
country.
because we can't import old cars anymore into Brunei.
You either have to wait for somebody in Brunei to
let
sell
go,
it, or you have to wait for one to be released from the royal collection.
If there are still any Supras in their collection, yeah. So when I got it, it just came with this. Just the T78 Grady Turbo. I didn't do much. So what I did is I just changed a new intercooler, 4-inch from ETS, retuned the whole car, and the engine is basically stock. Then just changed the suspension, bodyworks. I'm using Redox, Maxwell Redox kit. It's a Toyota Supra, black. It says Auto. Yeah.
Toyota Motor Corporation.
Yep,
1993. Okay.
Yep. So how I know this car used to be in the royal collection is registered under their name as the first owner. Usually Brunei cars, we're quite strict with modification. So let's say it says here it comes with rear wiper, third brake light, rear wing spoiler, and airbag system. So let's say if I were to import a car when it's still allowed, if the car comes with a GT wing, aftermarket 18-inch rims, I can get it registered in the registration card, and it's considered legal when I drive it out. But if my car do not have this kind of thing stated in the car, and I were to change the wing, the exhaust, the rims, it's considered illegal, and I may be, caught by the police and get fined.
Is this your absolute dream car?
I love Supra, but to be honest, no. Because my dream car, the car that I really wanted was the R34 GTR. But in Brunei, there's only one local registered R34 GTR. So back at the time when I was looking for a car, I was having 2 options, R34 GTT or the Supra. So at the end of the day, I told myself, Supra is a Supra, You can't go wrong with the twin turbo Supra.
There was an auction recently with thousands of cars. It was the first one after COVID. The main feature were the rows and rows of Mercedes luxury cars. The auctions that are in Brunei for these former royal cars are not like what we see in the West during big auction events where people are openly bidding higher and higher. It's actually a silent auction where you register to bid and any interested buyer has to put what they feel like they should pay for this certain vehicle. And eventually, after all the bids are in, Bantry informs you if you won the auction or not. They even sell former military vehicles at these auctions. We had a chance to meet up with this individual whose dream was to build a Unimog. Lucky for him, he was able to restore one that he bought at a royal auction. This one, in particular, is one of 2 in the entire country. It just makes me happy that you're working on your own Unimog. How long did it take for you to restore this?
To restore this one, it took me 4 years.
Oh, that's close.
so tall.
Yeah, it's huge, huh?
Wait a minute. This is so cool. Look how many levers there are. How do you know which one to pull? 8-speed. But and then it has so many lockers and look at this. This is so cool. Do people notice? Or some of them when they see
Some of
it,
them they know.
they know what
like
it is?
They like it. Yeah.
Oh my god, this is so rowdy. But in a different way. It's very slow, but it's very cool.
It's clear that the love for all things car culture runs so deep with the Brunei population. The Borneo Custom Car Show saw over 13,000 people from all over Brunei over a 2-day period. That means almost 3% of the entire population of the country made it into this one modified car show. That is like holding a car show in the US and 3.4 million people show up. The traffic to get in was crazy, with it backing up all the way to the highway for many kilometers. Car events in general have always been popular in Brunei. A few decades ago, no prep amateur drag racing was what they enjoyed. They would legally shut down the roads for people to go race on the streets. Unfortunately, the government shut this down about 20 years ago. We even had a chance to meet a few individuals who raced back then, including the owner of this Mitsubishi dealership. He has quite the Evo collection, including the Evo 3 that he used to race all those years ago. While the show itself was cool, what I absolutely loved was talking to owners face to face. So some of the locals put together a night meet for me.
You want me to sign your car?
Yes, sir.
What a nice build, by the way. Super cool. Pandem kit. Oh, she low. She real low. Best of show 2024.
Yes, sir.
This is such a good turnout.
Yeah, man. And it's all because of you. So a lot of the cars that you see here, these are the people that don't normally come out to these types of meets. So a lot of Bruneians tend to kind of keep to themselves. So they don't really want to expose, or they just stay low key. So is what we would say these days, right? So a lot of these cars that you see, they're not just from here, the capital. They've come all the way from Blight, where we were earlier. It's a long drive. So they've kind of all commuted out to come out this way to see you.
That's not saying much. They did go from one side of the country to the other, but the country is pretty small.
It's small. You can cross Brunei in about an hour and a half. Like full, one end to the other end, an hour and a half. So some of these cars made that drive to come out here. Coming from the States, it's nothing.
I know,
You get
I
what
know.
mean?
But it is their equivalent of driving from New York to LA.
Yeah.
A common misconception is that it's all supercars in Brunei. While they do exist, it seems like most of what the general population likes to tune are JDM cars. The proximity to Japan helps, but it's just also so much easier to drive a right-hand drive car in Brunei.
It's a tight-knit community, especially for like actual enthusiasts, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, real car nerds.
Yeah, real car nerds. That's the
Honestly,
right word.
all the people that showed up tonight, the sea of people on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
Real car nerds.
Yeah, for sure.
I just came to a realization that this is the quietest car meet I've ever been to. It's so quiet, everyone's so polite. But the fact is, this is a full-blown car meet
We have like 100 cars here. I don't even know how many people, but it's so quiet that I can hear the crickets. I don't think I've ever been to a car meet like this in my life. Very unique. The quietest car show ever. I feel like I need a whisper. This is something that I feel like I've been exploring more, and it's something that's happening more and more in Southeast Asia. We see countries like Thailand, we see countries like Malaysia, and also Indonesia now. They're really pushing car tourism because they see how it's going in places like Japan and places like the UK. It's crazy how many people go to these places just to look at cars and enjoy car culture. So I honestly could see Brunei being a place like that.
Oh, for sure. And I think a lot of the car enthusiasts can say the same. It's just, I think right now we're still kind of building that kind of trust system with the authorities here. And you know, things like this, like we have BKS, the people that have been doing this for so long, and they do this every single year. When they start bringing in people like yourself, and of course like Cheers, like all these people internationally, then this is kind of our way to say like, hey, you know what? Like we can really pull like a global kind of audience to come here because we have such crazy cars here. There's still cars yet to be discovered, like hidden gems.
It's a shame that they have kept the royal collection private for all these years. I believe that if they displayed them for the world to see, it would boost tourism to Brunei. Every automotive enthusiast from across the world would want to come and see their collection. We were able to see a few collections that were royal adjacent, but they made us promise not to show anyone. Which leads us to something I was really excited to see in person. This was the only royal collection we were able to gain access to. From what we gathered online, these cars belong to the princess, who is the sister of Jefri and the Sultan. Her and her late husband ran the BMW dealership in Brunei, and after his passing in 2009, these cars haven't been touched. We're at the princess's house. What a house. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. We out here.
We out here.
This is Brunei. Look at that Plymouth Voyager.
Yeah, a lot of random stuff. He loves this thing. He'll tell you about it later.
Dude, look at that 8 Series.
Yeah, man. No, they've got coatings, and we'll show you.
This is our first introduction to any royal collection of any sort. Like this is it. They honestly looked like they were slowly melting back into the earth. According to the family, the goal is to restore them one by one because they have so much sentimental value. For example, that right-hand drive minivan, the prince used to take the kids to school in that van. It was a little bit eerie as some of them were parked oddly as if someone was just stopping by for a quick moment, but the car was never moved. Our buddy Dean is taking on the monumental task of restoring these cars, and he's starting with the BMW E30 Koenig Special. Look at this thing. It's so crazy. Oh, look at the phone. The car phone is hilarious. What blows me away is that they just seem to park them here and then it was just left. I mean, it's probably been here for over 10 years considering the moss is growing under it. And it looks like it did get hit at one point, but it just hasn't moved at all. These things. this Rolls Royce. Look at the NACA ducts though. Like there's one here, there's one there. Look how cute this is. It has a little brush. It has like a little toothbrush for its headlights. Whoa. Look at the Momo steering wheel. Hooper & Co. Coach Builders, Ltd. I'm assuming that telephone number doesn't work anymore. I love the interior on this. That red leather is so cool. What a nice spec. I feel like this one is in pretty good condition. It wouldn't take that much to get running again, honestly. Just some fresh tires, maybe go through all the fluids. This is probably one of the craziest vehicles in this collection here. This is one of my first cars.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the US. I had a green one. It was like the soccer mom car that I would take all my friends in. It's so crazy that this is here. This is so cool. I love these cars so much. Have you driven this then?
No. It was in this condition.
That's probably the liner just coming down. What do we got? Oh, it is the 12-cylinder. Oh my God. So do you think you'll restore this and drive this around?
Yeah, definitely. It's something that I thought about as well.
Each one of these cars has such a special story. Like, look at this Maserati. Like, it's amazing to me to see these cars in this condition. To me, it almost looks like when the dad passed away, a lot of these cars were his love and his passion, and he just was the one to obtain all these cars, and then once he passed away, there was just nobody to take care of them. Maybe it makes a lot more sense, and it's a lot easier for them just to get a new car and then just park the old one versus selling it. Probably is quite the trouble just to sell them. All of the suspension completely aired out. Bentleys, Mercedes, Rolls Royce. Oh, look, there's even a coconut here. These cars are just lost to time. Some of the windows are open. I'm sure animals have made homes in them. What's also amazing to me is the fact that this is like a part of a huge compound, the princess's compound, and everything else is kept up so well. It's sad to see these incredible vehicles in the state, but you have to see it from the view of the royals. They will always have the latest and greatest luxury vehicles to drive, but what they don't have is time. Even with a full staff on hand, it's super difficult just to get any of these vehicles serviced in Brunei. We met up with a local supercar owner earlier in this trip, and he told us that because there's no Lamborghini dealership in Brunei, he has to fly his Lambos to Singapore just for service. Maintaining these one-off luxury and exotic vehicles in Brunei is a huge challenge. It does make me happy knowing that one of these days, these will be back on the road again, and maybe they will make their way to the general car enthusiast population of Brunei. I hope you guys enjoyed this deep dive into the car culture of Brunei. Since I started this project, so many people have reached out to me and told me that they're actively restoring cars for the royal family from all over the world. I may never be able to see the entire collection myself, but at the end of the day, I'm still glad I went to Brunei as the people were so friendly and I was able to make some lifelong friends that are just as nerdy as I am when it comes to cars and the culture surrounding it.